Kaza, Human Torch, The Angel, Submariner. Yemin ederim dördünü de sevmeye başladım yani. Marvel, No 3, January. 1940'a geldik bu arada. Yeni yılınız kutlu olsun 1940. Demek ki neymiş? Şu an 3. dergiye geçtik. İlk iki dergi Kasım'la Aralık'ta çıkıyor. İlk dergi o zaman 39 Kasım'da çıkıyor. 1940'tayız. İkinci Dünya Savaşı devam ediyor. Başka... İkinci Dünya Savaşı yeni başladı gibi. Almanya her yeri fethediyor şu an büyük ihtimal. Kötü zamanlar yani. Cidden insanların böyle karikatürlere falan ihtiyacı var. Komik bir şeyler bulmak falan herkesi iyi hissettirir herhalde. No 3 January Mystery Comics. Neden Mystery diyor? Ha, bu polisiyemsi şeyler falan mı acaba? Ondan dolayı Mystery diyor. Bana da hep bu Mystery deyince bu Orfikler mi ne var şeyde. İşte antik Yunanlarda onlar böyle ay mayın yapıyor. Onlar gelip duruyordu. Oo, tam böyle bir Scooby-Doo havası seziyoruz şu an. The Angel. Kime benziyor? Suratını şu an yakından görüyoruz. Bayağı ama bir oyuncu gelmiyor. Nicolas Cage diye isim geldi. Onun sanki kötü bir Superman rolü vardı. Kimsenin beğenmedi. Unaware of that behind him, the angel went into action. Evet, Angel'la başlıyoruz herhalde. Derken Human Torch geldi. Ah, Human Torch özledim. The Human Torch by Carl Burgos. The Human Torch, a scientific creation of the late Professor Horton, whose body bursts into flames at his slightest wish. Mr. Carson, owner of the Carson Explosive Company. Diane, Mr. Carson's daughter. Mr. Ritter, an agent of the planet Mars on Earth. Okay. The streamlined train comet cracks out a speedy rhythm as our nose heads for Texas. Maybe we can get some news on this newfangled television set. It's worth a try, Mr. Carson, while inside the fast-moving streamliner. Bah, all I can get on this blasted set is static and blurred vision. Keep trying. But as the static and vision clear, Carson's eyes bulge. Great pun, guns, it can't be, it's impossible, this is still 1939. 1940'a geldik. What's the matter? Looking into the screen, the passengers are filled with horror as they see New York City crumble under planes spurting electricity. Şuraya bir kerecik okuyalım sarıyor. 2017 Marvel Characters Incorporation's All Rise Research. Şimdi 2017 şeyinden geçmiş bunlar demek kontrolünden. All characters featured in this issue and the distinctive names and likenesses thereof and all related in this year trademarks of Marvel Characters Incorporation. No similarity between any of the names, characters, persons, and or institutions in this magazine with those of any living or dead person or institution is intended, and any such similarity which makes this purely coincidental. www.marvel.com. Okay, tamam. Suddenly a stranger intervenes and laughs heartily at the stranger's nervousness. Sarı saç acaba kim? The Human Torch. Surely you don't believe what you saw. After all, I imagine it's merely a televised version of Lawson's Bells' famous broadcast some months ago. Maybe you're right, stranger. I remember that broadcast, something about Martians, wasn't it? Yes, perhaps it was silly of me to jump, but all the recent news reports have made me jittery. Say, who are you? They call me the Human Torch. This is a pleasure meeting such a world-famous character. I'm Carson, yes, I know. You know me, eh? But why are you going to Texas, Torch? Oh, just to look over the scenery. You're in the explosive business, yes. Explosives. Carson's heart skips a beat as he turns and suddenly sees the planes coming toward the train. Derken önce şurayı okuyacakmışız. Explosives for mining. What the? Look! The same type of planes we saw on the screen. You're right, Carson. Yeni cins bir uçakmış ama İHA, insansız hava araçları falan şekilleri buna benzemiyor. Bu uzay araçları, bu çakmak da şu an geldi aklıma. The planes wing on swiftly and noiselessly over the fast-moving comet train. The bullet-shaped planes passed the train, then dipped and let go a slough of electronic rays that forced the rails to snap and curl like a piece of ribbon. 3-3. As the comet hits the split rays, it shoots into the air like an arrow. Comet şeyin adıymış trenin. And like a twisted snake, it lands in the low embankment on the rail side. Set her down and start searching for Carson. It's as good as done while on the weird plains up above. We try the smoking car first. Remember our orders are to get Carson alive. Hani inişlerin insan indi. Carson's in there, alright, but he's pinned down to some wreckage. Let's get in there. There he is, we're in luck, he's alive. Oh my gosh, who are you? Names aren't at all necessary. We want the formula for the trinitrotoluol. Never, you rats, you'll never get it. Şu kelimeyi konuşmak istiyorum. Trinitrotoluol. Kimya bilgim bayağı kötü. Ama böyle film kültüründe bir şeyleri çıkarmaya çalışacağım şimdi. Trinit, bu aklıma şey geldi. Spider-Man 2'de bu Doktor Octavius'un Harry'den almaya çalıştığı o bir element vardı, o güneşimizi şey yaptığı için. O kelime geldi aklıma, o büyük ihtimal. Troto bunu bilmiyorum. Luol. Hani bu ol sonuna geldiği zaman hep böyle bir benzinvari ürünlerin aklımıza gelmesi gerekiyor bence. Oil, foil değil. Oil aynen. Ol, luol. Ya bu benzinsi bir şey işte. Bu kadar. Bu ikisini biliyorum. 3-3-3-4. Yaklaştır. Meanwhile, in the far corner of the car, the human torch is also pinned against the wall. Wow, that was a nasty jolt. But what the looks like the Martians have landed and are giving Carson the works. Why? I can't budge with this steel resting on my hands and legs. And if I put on my flame, they might kill Carson before I could save him. I got one arm free now for the other. Meanwhile, in Carson's corner, your refusal was a mistake, Carson, for the price is death. A cheap price to pay, since you'll never get my new super trotulol explosives, you rat. As the sharp blade moves, a streak of flames greets it and instantly melts it. What the? It's a human torch, right? And here's that flaming fist to remember me by. Pow! As the second Martian rushes forward. Martian, bu şey lan Mars, bunlar bildiğin Mars değilmiş, yani isimleri öyle. The torch whirls and kicks his foot, thus sending a ball of flame into the Martian's face. I thought I forgot about you, eh? Martian, look out, Torch, the roof's caving in. 5. Ah, how do you like this, Carson? Good work, the roof evaporated, lifting his arms to the folding ceiling of the train. The torch waves them in wide circles. Yes, and now to get you free. Never mind me, Torch. I know my spine is broken. Listen carefully. You heard this man mention my newest formula for a safer TNT. Well, it's in my pocket. If it falls into the wrong hands, that person can control the world by force. Oh, that's where you come in. I want you to give it to my daughter, Diane. I know you can be trusted. Ouch, my back. Sorry to interrupt, Carson, but I am going to melt this steel bar so you can move. There, now how's this? After melting the steel, the torch snaps off his flame. Much better. Now reach inside my pocket and get the envelope out. Is this it? Yes, I created it for the mining industry, not for war or terror. Funny, I feel kind of faint. So your TNT threatens the peace of the world, eh? Carson is dead. You can be sure of one thing, Carson. I promise that this formula shall never get into the wrong hands. Ben olsam direkt yok ederdim. Mining firm diyor. Şu an çok mantıklı bir şey yok. Mining industry. Büyük ihtimal özel. Bir şey özelse oradaki tek adam işte özel firmaların bir numaralı amacı kâr etmek. Bir numaralı amacı kâr etmek olan firmalarda her türlü kârları diğer insanların huzuru, mutluluğundan öteye geçtiği için sorun çıkar falan. Şimdi Human Torch bunu düşünmüyor ama. Why man? Böyle düşünse direkt ateşe vereceksin o kağıdı. Basıp gideceksin sonra. Hatta bunun gibi adamlar zararlı dünyaya. But as a strange rumble is heard outside, the torch looks through the roofless train and spots a huge boulder shooting down at top speed. Good heavens, that rock is headed straight for the conductor. I've got to save him. Adam soru işareti attı. 6. The conductor froze in his tracks as the rock is almost on top of him, ducks as a second flash of light streaks through the air, catching the boulder and instantly turns it into a lava as from a volcano. Şimdi bir anlığıyla burayı okurken özellikle şunu görürüz. Human Torch'un suratı ezilmiş gibi falan. Birden böyle yine tribe girdim ve şu adamı görür gibi oldum. Akşam hayal ettim burayı. Gece birden böyle bir ışık parçası gelip tam bana çarpmak üzere olan kayayı tuttu falan. Böyle bayağı kendimi böyle kutsal dini bir şeyin şeyindeymiş gibi hissettim. Bu Human Torch'un normal insanlar üzerindeki yarattığı hisler az buçuktan oluştu falan. That's cool, man. Thanks, Torch. I sure had a close call. Forget it. I couldn't see you get hurt. That's all. The torch causes the flame to vanish. Help! My baby is in car two. Car two? I can't reach him. What? Get me a wet blanket. I'll save him. Seconds later, the torch makes for car two. Evet, ikinci araba. Without pausing, the torch dives into the steel car, which parts like warm butter. Finding the child, he wraps the moist blanket around him, snaps off his flame, and calmly walks from the car. My baby is safe. How can I express my feelings in words? It isn't necessary, ma'am. Then a dazzling burst of speed and flame. The torch shoots forward like a fury ghost in the night. And now to deliver the formula. 3-7. Hover'da ne oldu bizim? The next day finds the flaming man in Carson's hometown, Gallatin, Texas. Carson Explosive Corporation. Birazcık daha yaklaştırsak nasıl olur? Later putting out his flame, the torch makes his way to the offices of the Carson Nitro Company. Question. Bu illa yanıp yanıp duruyor. Bunun üstündeki kıyafetler niye yanmıyor? Howard mı yaptı bunlar? Bu kendi mi yaptı falan? Olsun bir şey olmaz. Don't and frightens the receptionist by his strange garb. Don't be scared. These are the only clothes I possess. I would like to see Miss Diane Carson. Important. Burada yine tek bu kıyafetlerim var çünkü bunlar tek. Ben yandığım zaman yok olmuyorlar. Tarzı bir anlam çıktı falan. Benim düşündüğüm ayrıntıyı yazarlar düşündüklerini şey ettiler, bir çözüm önermeseler bile. Okay. She is busy at the moment, you'll have to wait. Ben beklemem, ben Human Torch'um. As the torch waits, he hears an angry voice coming from Carson's private office. Sounds like someone is darn mad. He opens the office door and watches the argument. You're a fool, Diane. I'll get that formula one way or another. Even if I had the formula, you'd never get it, Mr. Ratton. Or should I say Mr. Rat? Jesus Christ. Nice going, Miss Carson. Start moving, rat. Your carcass leaves a stench in the room. What the? Who are you? Spotting the unlit cigar in Britton's mouth, the torch lights it by pointing at it. Now do you know who I am? The torch! You made a mistake for interfering, torch, and you'll pay a heavy price for doing so, bah. And as for you, Diane, get this, your father developed a super TNT and nothing shall stop me from getting the formula. Do you understand? Nothing. Yine böyle bir gözü kapalı insana geldi kötü oluyor ama Nick Fury dışında diyeceğiz. Ama kendisi ne zaman gelecek? I have no fucking idea. With hate in his eyes, Riton slams the door as he leaves the office. Mean cuss, that Riton, bang. Yes, he wants a formula which doesn't exist. You're wrong, Miss Carson. Your father did develop a super TNT and here is the formula. There is? How did you get it? My father has something happened to him. He died. Bakalım. The torch tells Diane about the train wreck and her father. He was a great man. My father never had an enemy in the world. Easy, girl, easy. Let's visit the lab. I want to see how powerful the new explosive is. Brave girl. Diane leads the torch to the lab. You said that man from Mars wrecked the train. Is that so? Yes. Why? Ever since Riton spoke of Martians 2 years ago, we thought him crazy. Diane mixes the formula with great skill. What did he say about them? Can't say. I have only a vague idea about the conversation. Here, put these blinkers on. I'm going to ignite the mixture. Thanks. Boom! A mighty blast rocks the room as Diane sets off her father's formula. Zoe, some explosion just about wrecked the room. Say, how much did you mix? There's a pinpoint preparation, a person could control the world with this stuff. Those were your father's sentiments. No wonder written wants that formula. But I wonder where the Martians fit in. Don't know yet, but don't you think we ought to experiment more this time on an open field? Yes. İkisinin de beyni ufak herhalde biraz ya. Böyle çoluk çocuk şey gibi uğraşıyorlar. Later, a glycerin truck leaves Carson's company olması lazım ama Jomani diye yazmış. With the torch and 2 ounces of the new explosive. Danger, danger. And heads for Carson's experimental field 1. But in just a while I know how really powerful this formula is. As the truck glides past a side road, a car shoots onto the road and follows the truck. Inside the pursuing car, marstılar. That was the torch, all right. Keep on his tail, he might be carrying that new TNT. Okay. What the car is trailing me? Queer looking hood on that car. Marstılar. A second later, the Martian's car lets go of the false hood that springs into the air torpedo fashion. Let it go. Good lord, so that's it, a false hood that'll cut into the truck and blow me to pieces. While the torch leaps into a nearby creek. While the hood shoots through the air at a super clip, the torch turns on its flame, cuts through the top of the truck and leaps into the air as the steel cuts through the back of the truck. It sets off the high explosives. Karıya ne oldu? Kadına ne oldu? Özür diliyorum. Bu kadar kaba olmamalıyım. Hurry and bring the glass tube with you. I saw where you landed at once, Excellency. Excellency? Well, what are you waiting for? Dive in and don't come up until you have the torch. Yes, sir. But the Martians and I am caught. Ah, the water must have extinguished this flame. Pushing the tube into shallow water, the chief Martian placed a cover over the open end of the tube. Then, grasping the torch prison, they lift it and make for the car. Head for the roundhouse, our Earth friend Mr. Written awaits us there later. Look, there is written here. We've got what you ordered, the torch. Perfect. And now the meddling fool shall pay for his interfering. I don't care what you do with the torch written. We want the formula for the TNT. İki kötü taraf işbirliği yapmışlar. Yes, of course. That was our agreement, Captain Oath. Now we must get Miss Diane Carson. She is the key to the dynamite. Very well written. We shall return with her in an hour. Demek ki kız Torch'la beraber değilmiş. Fuck. Reaching town, the Martians spot Diane strolling down the street. I wonder what happened to the torch. Let's girl step on it. But the Martians, oh, okay, I got her. Back to the roundhouse. Later, here's the girl written. Oh, it's you, you beast. Quite. No harm will come to you if you give me what I want. As you know, I want that formula, not for myself, but for Mars. You see, their planet is threatened by an another heavenly body, therefore the TNT must be used to destroy the letter. Jesus Christ, Marslılar varmış lan gerçekten. Uzaya çıktık ilk defa. Bu iş sarıyor. When I tried to tell our government about it 2 years ago and when I contacted the planet with my super radio, I was laughed at. And now you seek vengeance, is that it? Right, by the way, here's a friend of yours. The torch in an electric chair. Diane, so written as her too, the rat. Ha düşünüyor. Düşünce yuvarlak balonlar olunca düşünüyor. Böyle direkt oklar çıkınca konuşuyor. Q then now. What about the formula? You'll never get it. Never. Never. Tam böyle oldu bu. Bir kere de yapacağım. Kendimi görmesi çok hoşuma gitti saçlarım sararken. Never. And chain her to the race, Captain Odd. We'll even let the torch see how I get what I want. You're a dog, Written. But since the formula means more, Written makes for a nearby locomotive. Ha, it's a good thing you Martians are poor scientists. You see, Diane, I've struck a bargain with them. After I get the formula, Martin invasion of the Earth follows and I will be made Emperor of the United States. Jesus, böyle bir teklif bana gelse büyük ihtimal ben de kabul eder ve kötü insan olurdum. Açık ve net konuşuyorum. Ben Torch kadar kahraman ruhlu bir insan değilim maalesef. Yaklaştır, çok olmasın. As Written clamps down the throttle, the engine shoots forward. Suddenly the breeze screeches as the torch dies past Diane and splits the rays in half. Screech. I get the formula or your life. What the good heavens, the torch, every bit of his body is blazing, but his head turn on the juice, cup and out, they'll settle his hash. Surprise, eh? Well, how's this? And that flame takes care of you. As the captain snaps the switch, the torch melts his bones and leaps as the electric current forms an electric halo around his body. It's funny. I feel dizzy. Could it be this glass covering my head? The torch touches the glass, melting it at once. Nasıl kurtuldu ben anlamadım ama. Don't move, Diane. I am going to cut your chain away. His head clears and also bursts into flame. It's a miracle. He just points his finger and just shoots flame, melting or burning object. It's amazing. You okay, Diane? Good. Say, where did Written go to? There he is. I've got to get out of here. 13. 13. What's this? Send him. Maybe that'll put out his flame and then to get Diane and the TNT sand for fire on me. Come. What the? How do you like the sand torch? Failed. I might have known the torch will do something like that. The torch laughs as it turns the sand into hot, slippery mud that runs down a slide and empties into a nearby river. But this streamliner will carry me far away so that not even the torch will find me. Drat it, Written is getting away on that train, and if I'm not mistaken, the tracks circle that mountain before it hits straight track. With his flame glowing, the torch takes a mighty leap to the top of the mountain. Ne oluyordu? Bu submariner aslan gibi saldırıyordu. Bu Human Torch'ta mighty bir zıplayış yapıyor. Mighty bir leap. Just as I thought, here comes Written. The torch moves back, gets set, and takes a long leap, diving off the top of the mountain. And here I go. 14. Yaklaştır. Made it to streak. Wow, it sure is hot in here. What the ceiling is melting. Hello, Written. The torch. Before either can speak, another train on the same track strikes out its danger whistle. Bu sefer olaylar bayağı karıştı cidden. That means that we're in for a crash, Written, unless you won't escape me for a while, Written. Never mind, I don't want to be crushed. Reeling about, the torch sends his blistering hot body crashing into the steel walls, reducing them to a molten mass instantly. The streak. Seconds later, the torch is coasting on already melting wheels. Jesus, treni erite yok etti IQ herhalde. The engineer is amazed as the streamliner evaporates completely off the track. That's one way to prevent a train wreck. Lan soru işareti. Benim gibi şaşırmış adam. Yes, I'll pick up Written and head back to the roundhouse. There he is. Looks like he hurt himself. He must have had an awful jolt. The torch snaps off his flame. I wonder how Diane is. Has she still got the formula? I must get back in a hurry. Back at the roundhouse. Yes, it's true, we really are Martians, and what Written said about the invasion of Earth would have been real. If we got the formula, Written was our last hope, although we really hated him for his thought of becoming emperor. And it's true that the Martians are poor scientists. Yes, you see, after all wars hundreds of years ago, our science of explosive dwindled. Now we know nothing about them, but why did you men wreck the comet and kill my father? The Great One from Mars ordered us to be written as if he were the Great One. We did, and I do regret that lives were lost. You must believe me. And now I must return to Mars by failure. Although you could help us, Miss Carson, but I do not intend to use force. Goodbye. Şimdi ben anlamadım. But why did you men break the comet and kill my father? Neden babamı öldürdünüz madem kötü insanlar değildiniz? The Great One from Mars, böyle bunların lideri ordered us to obey written as if he were the Great One. Written büyük bir adammış gibi ona itaat edin. Tamam. We did, and I do regret that lives were lost. You must believe me. İstemeden almış herhalde. Çok da ayrıntı aramıyorum. 316. After dropping Written off at a hospital known to the police, the torch calls New York and checks on the television broadcast, then goes to the roundhouse. Diane, I just checked on that television broadcast fiction. Where are the real Martians? They just took off in their ship. You know, Torch, I believe they're telling the truth about their plane being wrecked by another plane. I could have helped them. I'm sorry I didn't. Because of the tremendous power of father's explosive, humans will seek it out for selfish purposes. You're right, Diane. It would be better if the Martians took the explosive off the face of the Earth. With your permission, Diane, I'll bring them down. Can you? Turn on his flame. The torch whispers in his hand and sends a flame streaking through the air. Turn back, we'll help you. Ateşle bunu yazmış gökyüzüne. Good Lord. Hangi Lord? Marslı Jesus falan mı? Did you see that? A ball of fire sped past our ship. Look, it burst. There's a message of fire. It's from the torch. Turn back, Mars will be saved. Burgos 39. Next month, another Human Torch picture action story. That one was good yani. The Angel.